My word. Honestly, I did not expect to be recording anything quite this quickly. Gosh, particularly not anything to do with my Kickstarter fund. For those of you who may not yet have seen, I've started a Kickstarter fund project to fund the process of writing a new book, which will be called Double-Knitted Brioche. I'm a mess at the moment. I've been spending the day frantically knitting and doing some other things, but I needed to stop in and tell you all thank you. I launched the Kickstarter on Saturday night, about 9 o'clock UK time, and I needed £12,000 to fund the process and do all the bits and pieces which the book will require, like photography and getting some new equipment for it so that I can make it really, really high quality. And within less than 48 hours, the project was funded already. This means, thank you. It means, obviously, as well, I've now got to get on and write the darn thing. These patterns will see the light of day after all. This is the stuff that's going into the book so far. There are 5 already done. It doesn't mean it's over. I'm not going to get any of the money that has been pledged by people so generously, thank you so much, until after the 10th of November, because that's... I put it on for 32 days I think it was at the time, and there's still, I think, do some maths, Nathan. There's still probably, I think, 27 or 26 days left. This means... I'm not looking for more donations at all. I've got plenty of donations. Thank you so much. That's absolutely wonderful. I'm really so grateful. What it does mean, I would like to remind people of, is that this has not been a donation-funded project overall. This has been a project funded by pre-orders for the book itself. So if you are wanting to get ahead of the game, if you want to buy your book now so that you don't have to worry about it later, maybe it's just been payday, or maybe it will be payday but before the 10th of November, and you want to spend £25 getting your copy of the early bird pre-order. I will be releasing the digital copy of the book, ebook, 2 weeks before it goes on sale to the general public, to anybody who's done it up front. That's all I want to say there. There are still plenty of the larger prizes still to be had, but I suspect they probably won't shift now. Nobody needs to feel that they need to donate large amounts of money to get the project funded in order to get those those rewards themselves. But if anybody actually does, then there's still some things up for grabs. There are still some slots for one-to-one classes with me, and there's still slots for chapter dedications. The big one has gone. The big one. My eyes. The big one. Seeing myself on the screen, it's not a pretty sight. The big one was the chance to develop a pattern with me, to actually work on getting into the mechanics and me taking your ideas, inspirations and opinions and trying to craft them into something that can be worked through the medium of double-knitted brioche. Double-knitted brioche is a very specific style of knitting, so it obviously has to be something that will work in those terms. It is something, bear this in mind, it is something that can be combined with double knitting itself, or it can be just the purest form of double knitted brioche doing the things that only double knitted brioche can do, which is being very, very beautiful. So that reward has already been taken. I'm so grateful to the lady who shall remain nameless until further notice for splashing out and putting 1/12 of the project cost up for me to be able to do this. I am so incredibly grateful. You know who you are, and I will know who you are very, very soon. I know your name. I don't know anything about you. I can't wait to get started on this process. It's going to be really, really exciting. Nothing's going to happen until after the 10th of November, as I say, once the fund has been closed down. But as I say, it is still open. If you do wish to get your early bird in, or if you would like to get a chapter dedicated, or if you would like to book a class with me, a private one-to-one on Skype or in person, those rewards are still there. Now, of course, that's less about you funding me and about if you want those things, they are still open and you can have them, and it's sort of, that's now a transaction, I guess. The book is funded. I'm so excited. I had no idea whether people would be interested, whether people would want to support it, or whether people would want to support it enough to make it happen. With Kickstarter, it's an all or nothing thing. So you get, unless all of the pledge money, unless all the project funding goal has been reached, you don't get anything at all, and the project wouldn't have happened. So thank you. I am so incredibly grateful. I cannot wait to get started. I'm sort of frothing at the mouth I've got lots of other things I need to be doing over the next month before then, putting stuff in place and learning how to use software. And do you like the lighting? I've got some lighting here. I'm not sure what the colour needs to be, but it's got some fabulous presets. Fabulous coloured presets on it, and can do all this kind of thing here. So this is my new lighting for podcasting, and my new lighting for videos, and for filming all of the instructional videos that will go alongside the book as well, because, you know, true to form, just like in errant crochet hook and I, just like copies of Guys Knit. Do you know what? I can't deal with that. There you go. Just like copies of Guys Knit, on every, there are QR codes here, rather like the one in the corner of the screen here, but there are QR codes which you can scan and you can take, so that'll be true in the ebook as well. There'll be links that you can click on. I think links are clickable in ebooks, are they? I'm not sure, but there'll be links that you can click on, or things that you can scan like that, so that you can go straight to some exclusive, these won't be on YouTube, there'll be exclusive videos just for people who have the ebook. So I'm keeping that sort of thing exclusive for a little while at least, because I think if you're the people who are splashing out for the book, for all the tutorials as well, you should get all of the stuff that's involved in that, and I think that's really important. So that's the plan for that. The lighting, it's you know, I'll show you what's doing it. it's this. This tiny thing, this little brick of light, is going to revolutionise that for me, because it means I can film at any time of day or night. And that actually hasn't come from the pledges for this. That has come from people's generous donations and spike in pattern sales I've had over the last few weeks, as a way of people supporting me and showing me that they care, which has been wonderful. So I'm putting it to good use. I'm investing your kindness back into the stuff that I do, and for me that's really, really important. I want to thank you by upping the quality of what I can do. Some of your donations are going towards the book, which is why the project fund, Kickstarter fund, could be as low as £12,000. It sounds like an awful thing to say, doesn't it? First world problems, I get that, but it means that I was able to put some of that money towards funding the process of writing the book, along with all the equipment and software that I need to get hold of. I'm going around in circles, I'll stop talking. But there will be, this fabulous scarf will be in this scarf is called Treevolution. It's based on on a tree. You can see it starts off like a tree trunk. It's all kind of random there. That's a sort of choose your own adventure style. And then it transitions as it goes up into the straight branches of a tree, more uniform there. Colorway issues. And alternating skeins is always a good idea. And then it branches out at the top, it gets wider and becomes the canopy full of blossoms. So it's completely reversible, of course, being double knitted brioche in a way that other types of brioche are not. So that's one of the patterns that's going to be in the book. This is the latest one. You've seen it on YouTube as well, on Instagram as well. This is, it has a working title at the moment. They all have working titles. If anybody does purchase the opportunity to buy them, then they will, I shouldn't have said what that was called. Sorry. So that one is also going to be in the book. This lovely cowl, which is very, very chunky and very easy to knit. It's up in literally an afternoon. This one, the beautiful lattice texture. You might be interested to know that there's no cables in here at all. Very interesting there. And again, 100% reversible. And I know you've seen this before, but you might want to see it again. Here's the matching cowl. So I can, should I wish to, completely disappear into a mushroom of my own DK brioche. What an idiot. And the other thing, which I should explain, people will say, I've seen that hat before. Yes, you have. This was in the Knitter. It was published under the name Ben Nevis. I never wanted it to be called Ben Nevis. I called it Rest on Your Laurels because of this laurel leaf motif, as well as the fact that if you've knitted something as involved as this, then you deserve to rest on your laurels. And I thought it was a nice name. The Knitter magazine wanted a version which was not double knitted brioche. It was this is done in traditional brioche in their version. So I had to write. This was the original. I had to knit a second one, and I had to redesign it, and had to work out a way of transitioning seamlessly from brioche to double knitting. It was a bit of a nightmare, I have to say. So this one I think is actually going to be easier to knit, and I think it's very, very lovely. I'm incredibly happy with this. You can cuff up the brim and make the sort of everything match on that side, or you can have it slightly differently. And being double knitted brioche and double knitting, of course, it's completely 100% reversible. So the version that's going in the ebook will be the DKB version, and I think that's going to be. This is the only one that I'm going to be repurposing. Hat hair now, dreadful. There will certainly be one brand new pattern that won't be coming just from my head. I'll be coming from my head and the lady who has paid for the opportunity to develop that. And do you know what? I'm going to get so much from that as well. I love the idea of collaboration. I don't like sitting at home on my own. I like working with people and bouncing off other people's ideas. So I'm really, really looking forward to get stuck into that process. I have said there will be 10 patterns in the book. There's already 5 here, and one which is spoken for already from the development process. That means there's only 4 more to design, and that kind of doesn't feel like very much. So, depending on how the writing goes and how the timing of this happens, it may be that I end up with some time to add more patterns to the book, which will of course make the book better value. So when the book goes on sale to the general public in May, June next year, I'm going to be selling it for £20. You can of course wait till then, but as I say, if you would like to cough up the money up front, then you still can, and you can do that, and you can have a look and peruse the other patterns which are at this Kickstarter page here. Simply scan this with your mobile phone and this will take you straight to it, and that will be open until I think it's the end of the 11th of Monday, the 11th of November. I wanted to catch the end of the Sunday in all places in the world, so I took it into the Monday. But until then, I'll be back with a proper podcast very soon. I am going to Stockholm tomorrow. I'm going to stay at the Pop Hotel, and I'm staying in the ABBA Gold room, which is going to be very, very exciting. I've got an ABBA tattoo there, you see. So, and I will be talking about that, I no doubt, when I get back on my next podcast. But this is just a little update to say we're funded. Thank you so much, and thank you so much. I'm really, really excited. You can probably tell. Take care. Until next time. Ciao.